Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Everything's fine, right, Messi? Everything's fine?
Do you see my background?
Yeah.
This is fine.
Fine. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. This is fine. I said everything's fine. This is fine. Damn it! Ruined the joke. Moving on. Okay.
Got him.
Okay. So let's go with the two of you. You run away. You retreat. You're actually able to get out of there. And
Yeah, I did it.
What? No.
Yeah, it just sucks
No,
we gotta leave
Messi.
Ophios behind like that.
Sadly.
Yeah, you guys are able to get away. You're nice and safe. Rena, I don't know how long you stop. I don't know if you wait until you get inside the town itself. I don't know what your plan is before you have words at Ophios. But I just know you, Rena, and I know you're going to want to have words. So do you wait till you get all the way to the town, or do you sometime between now and then? Either way, it doesn't take long, a couple minutes at most, for you to realize they gave up the pursuit.
What's like halfway? Like, where we could see town or like?
Yep, a few miles. Yep.
Yeah, I should probably say something before they get into town.
Because you're about, what, 3 or 4 miles out or wherever you were? You were pretty darn close. So you probably run up like 2 miles. And then finally you just kind of like, the two of you are straight jogging for 2 miles, which both of your characters are tough enough to be able to do, especially in a situation like this. Go ahead. I'll let you take the floor, Rena.
I assume they were like walking or jogging or slowed down or whatever. She just stopped. And I don't know if Ophios would notice.
He
She
would
just stop.
They probably would have slowed in unison, probably next to each other, but Ophios wouldn't have stopped. He would have slowed down and walked, but his posture would be different.
Yeah, so she just
That's
stops.
all I can really say is his head is kind of down, but his posture is definitely more slouched.
So she's just like watching Ophios like walk forwards a couple steps before saying,
Yeah.
"You think we're safe?"
I don't know.
Because it feels like it.
Rena, let's get to town.
What was the point, Ophios?
The point of what?
The point of... Why the fuck did we leave him behind? What? We could have helped him. There
nothing
must
I
have
could
been
do.
something.
Rena, there's nothing I could do. At that, you'd see him looking over his shoulder. And look back down at the ground.
I mean, there must have been something else we could have tried. Did we try everything? Did we really try? We left him there?
You think I wanted to leave him? You think I wanted his death on my hands along with all the other deaths that I've already had on my hands?
It
My
hasn't
clutch
exactly...
that's all dead when I was gone?
You've always been the one to say that it doesn't matter. You just move on. You keep going.
It's because what else is there?
Obviously,
If we
something.
die, everything dies.
And what chance do we have without him?
Better chance than us all dead. But at the same time, I don't know. All I know is that if we went back there, more likely than not, all of us would be gone. And everything we did, I've already done, would have been for naught. I lost somebody I trusted, and I've never trusted anybody but you two. I don't know this pain that I feel. I don't know what's going on. But that creature was too strong. That was stronger than any Loper I've encountered. Or seemingly so. Not magical, but more skilled than anything I've seen. If I would have died, it would have been fine. Would have lived with it, so to speak.
How can you say that? It wouldn't be fine.
I would have accomplished more than anybody else had, or supposedly what I've been told. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you.
Me?
Not the Lopers, not anything else, but we lose that city. We lose everything else that we have done if you go.
I'm sure there'd be another way.
I don't see another way.
There are other people. Vance tried and failed, but there are definitely others. I don't know. I hear you. I just don't understand right now. Let's just focus on getting to town.
He would just start walking again. He had never once turned around to face Rena. Not once. He was looking over his shoulder the entire time.
It's funny, the entire time she was doing this.
Yeah, probably.
Can tell.
Anyways, so you were, you guys were making your way downtown.
Downtown.
Walking fast as Yonder's passed on the ground.
Shut up! Oh my god!
Oh, sorry.
Soon, Scott.
So you guys make your way to town. As you're approaching, and this town does, of course, have walls because Vala is not a very protected area, so on and so forth. This place does actually have walls to it. As you're kind of approaching the walls, do me a favor, roll me a perception check, each of you. All right. And? Okay. So, Ovios, you, of course, feeling, okay, Messy's getting weird.
Ophios is essentially looking down for the most part.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt of lightning, very, very frightening.
Headbang.
Sorry. So, yeah, Scott's future merch, just Messy's face. No copyright. So, infringement. So, you, as you guys make it into town, it's actually, Ophios, you're very distracted because obviously you still feel very guilty about what it is that you're, about what just happened, the decision you had to make. You still think it's the right decision. You think it was the correct, you think it was the only decision. And that's fine. But it doesn't mean that the guilt and the gravity of it doesn't, hit you hard. So, you're kind of distracted. Rena, however, you're a bit more alert. You're more militaristic than him. And so as you approach town, you're the one that notices the wall up there definitely has a spot where a guard could stand, but there isn't one. The doors are open, but not completely. Just like they're kind of shut, but not completely. This catches you off guard. And so you just kind of like almost pulling yourself from your own little self-wallowing or whatever you were experiencing. You can kind of hear off in the distance. Did you just hear a small pop, or was that maybe it was a burst? And then something else catches your eye. You're pretty sure you just saw it fly over the wall, like as though maybe it missed its target, an arrow, like some distance to the side, fly off that way. But because they're so small and they travel so fast, it's kind of hard to track with your eye where it went. You quickly get the impression There's some shit going on in the city right now.
We're just outside the
Right outside the door.
the doors.
And there's nobody guarding it.
I guess I'm gonna assume that I'm ahead of Ophios, that he's behind me or something. Could I just motion for him to stop and then like take a look inside the door?
Yeah, so you just kind of like motion for Ophios to stop. He understands what you're saying if he doesn't get the meaning behind it. And you're going to like kind of like stealth and make another perception?
Yeah.
Sure. Because I imagine you're not like creeping Pink Panther style, but you're definitely
just
like a quiet
going up to the
approach.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you roll me a stealth and a perception.
Okay.
Okay. Followed by, this is where you need to roll a big one. The big boy. Oh, good. So you make your way up to the door quietly and it's just kind of like looking your way, because again, the doors are like displaced, right? They're not quite shut, not quite open. So you're walking up to them, staying behind one of them and looking in. You can hear that there is actively combat going on in the city. Not immediately inside the entrance here, but definitely like a few blocks in. There's definitely active combat going on. And you're pretty sure you just heard another like happen from inside there. You don't know if these are magical bursts or exploding oil cans or whatever it might be, but there's definitely active combat going on right now. You guys waited a whole week to get here. Maybe it was a little too long because shit has been going down. And so you arrive and maybe you're not in the best state right now, but it's not time to lick your wounds because, again, there's shit going down. Ophios, obviously you weren't fully aware of what was happening, but now that your attention is kind of like, what is she looking at? You heard the second explosion, similar to how faintly she heard the first one. You're also aware of, this seems odd. Like, this doesn't seem as guarded. So you kind of like have the same understanding that she had moments ago.
If I heard that explosion, he would have immediately used his Pearl of Power to bring back that spell slot he used to teleport.
Okay. Okay. So, you go ahead.
Yeah,
you
so he just Pearl
You
of
see her
Power.
take his pearl out and hold it. I don't know if you guys say anything to each other, or if you just start moving in quietly.
She won't say anything.
You
She'll
want to
start
tell
moving in.
him anything of like about what you saw?
Well, I mean, I assume that he's
I'm just gonna shoot you in the back if you do.
an understanding. I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he has an idea. She'll probably just
Ophios
say,
draws a dagger and stabs Rena in the back. Yeah,
oh,
right.
there it is. Regicide ends. Okay, bye guys. No.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, if he killed you,
yes,
it would be regicide.
it would.
Queen Rena.
She'll probably just say, seems like there's combat going on, but further away. And then just try to like go through the door, not really waiting for his response.
Okay.
He would just sigh and follow after you.
So you just sigh and start making your way in there. Yeah, he doesn't have to read that. Well, only I can see that. So no. So yeah, you make your way in town. As soon as you make your way in town, Rena, you looking around, you can see that down the street that you kind of like were looking at beforehand, but you're kind of discreetly looking in. You can see that there's definitely a couple of dead bodies up ahead. Looking at them, you could definitely see that there's guards up there, but the others they don't look like guards. Maybe they're unfortunate collateral damage. You're not entirely sure, but you can definitely see that there's bodies there. You also now get standing on this side of the wood, because obviously it's not like there's a huge crazy wall, but there's a little bit of an air current in here because you don't have the wall kind of like stopping the smell or whatever. You can smell like off in the distance the burning of wood, like that like nice, almost like somebody has a fire going smell happening. And like I said, you can hear combat, but nobody seems to immediately notice you. You don't actually see the combat; you can just hear it.
There's really no one around except for these like bodies. Can I tell if they're Perrin?
Oh yeah, you can walk up and take a glance.
Yeah, I'll do them.
Sure. So you go walking up down the street a little bit, just trying to look at the bodies and glancing at them. You can see there's a mix here like that. That's definitely a dead hobgoblin guard. There's a dead that's human or Perrin. It's pretty easy for because they're a little bit older. You can tell it's a Perrin guard. And then there's a couple of others that are just mixed, predominantly Perrin though.
Okay. I guess we'll just keep moving through the city.
Sure. Zophio's just kind of like quietly following.
Yep.
All right. So you start moving through the city. Are you going towards where you hear the sound of combat?
Yeah, because I assume that's probably where Mathis Cuddy is.
Sure.
I would say Ophios is actively keeping his wits about him, checking behind us.
Okay. Are you guys trying to be discreet with your movements? Or are you trying to move stealthily? Like slow and careful?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Roll me your
Just in
stealth
case.
checks, both of you.
Okay.
That was a beautiful stealth check, Rena.
Thanks.
Listen, Josh, Mathis Cuddy's a great guy.
I'm trying to hit roll luck, but it never works.
Okay, then just give it a moment. It'll be faster than it was earlier, but it'll take a moment. So you hit luck, though?
I did. I hit roll luck.
Cool.
I don't think anything popped.
Cool. So I'll get to you in a minute. Either way, you guys are moving along, and you're being discreet with your movements and kind of looking about. You definitely hear that combat as you're moving towards it, but not directly at it, just moving over there, trying to like look in. You can actually see that there is, in fact, like I said beforehand, combat happening. One of the things that you notice, Rena, about the combat that's raging on is, unfortunately, the people that you see that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Guards of the city outnumber 3-1 the people that are fighting against them. So you actually see 12 guards of the city fighting against 4 non-guards. And there's injuries here and there and about them, so you're not sure what the state of each individual is, as the 16 of them are kind of like weaving and moving or whatever. But it's pretty clear that even if only a couple other licks are taken, the guards are definitely going to win this fight. You can also do me a favor. The two of you guys can roll me a perception check real quick.
I want to know what my freaking stealth is, because luck won't roll.
Oh, by the way, his character definitely did not die.
Oh, there was no... Wait,
what?
Oh, because I clicked it again, apparently.
Oh.
So it's a 15 in stealth, Scott. Why did the second one appear first?
It just appeared out of order. So the first one, that was the stealth, was a 15, which was fine. You succeeded. And the second one was, it just, again, because the thing's hiccuping. Either way, but yeah, Flint is not dead. So.
Yay, my perception still sucks.
Will, he can't read it, so it's not happening. So the perception check, you don't notice anything, and Rena rolled a 12. So when you guys go in, that's exactly as I described. 12 against 4, 3-1. What do you do? You don't have to do anything. They haven't noticed you.
Once more with feeling.
12 of the soldiers who are from this city that I'm gathering, right?
Correct. Fighting against 4 of the people that follow Cuddy. You don't know if Cuddy's amongst them. All you can tell is that they all wear similar armor.
She'll ask Ophios, do you know what Mathis Cuddy looks like?
Only seen him once. But I have a general idea.
Do any of those 4 look like him?
Scott, based on my perception, the answer is no, correct?
You can't tell. Not a clean enough look.
He'll say no, but they look like his men.
Should we help them?
I don't know what else is about. Perhaps we wait and watch and see. I don't know.
really don't want to say this, but I know that she would. She would say, leave them too, huh?
As Ophios, I want Ophios to just walk away right now. That's. But
So
what
the
he's
answer's
gonna
yes.
do, huh?
The answer is yes, he said.
He'll just sigh
Mm-hmm.
and just walk out openly.
Into the battlefield?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll have you guys roll for initiative in a moment. We're going to use our same little town that we use all the time, because I never gave you guys a city map. I should probably follow up a city map with how often you guys spend in cities lately.
Good question. Do we still have our temporary health points and stuff?
I mean, mine are gone.
No, yours are all gone. All that stuff from that previous combat.
It's all gone. Okay, got it.
Prayer, all that stuff is gone.
Making
from
sure.
The previous one. Yep.
Yeah.
1 second. Pull this together for you guys.
I will say, Scott, Ophios has his shield out.
Okay.
And his shadow sword thingy is in his belt.
Shadow sword is in his belt and his shield is out. Okay, thank you for the heads up on that info. Just grabbing one more thing, and then I can pull you boys in. Okay, and then just my generic guard pieces. Let's see, how many did I say there are? 12. So I'm going to just break them up into, unfortunately, 3 groups of 6, which means that they're going to have some pretty hefty groups. I can do. So I meant
If they have 12, it would be...
No, 3 groups of 6, sorry.
3 groups of 4.
Of 4, yeah. That was me.
Thank you.
Me math good.
We're at the side of combat, right? I'm imagining that we're seeing the front from the side.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
You were coming from the side. Correct. Exactly what you just said. I'm just color coding these guys for everyone's convenience. Boom, boom, boom. Then we're going to grab you and color code you to this color. You're going to be blue and delete. And then we go boom. Oh, come on. Boom, boom, boom. Now let's make you a different color. Copy, paste, paste. Copy, paste, paste. You're going to be this one. And here is our battle. And then these guys, I'll give them a color just so they stand out. And we're going to give them purple because I like purple. It makes me happy. Cool. I'm going to drop you guys into the view of this, and we'll change the screen. And let me just finish setting this up for you, because obviously it is not set up. Get rid of the troll hound and that guy, and we don't need war horses anymore, do we? Yondis out of here. I meant Ophios. I always say Yondis, but you know who I mean. This guy's hanging back here. This one guard here. Guard here. Here. And you here. Then we have you back here. 2 more steps. You here. With this guy here. This guy here. This guy here. And this guy here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There we go. So it looks like this. 4 on this guy, 3 on this guy, and 5 on this guy, with this one kind of hanging back. You guys are actually going to be pulled up over here and kind of watching from the side. And Rena, let me just grab and drop you. And bam, there we are. Okay, chat, I'm going to put fully into your sight so you can see what's going on. Again, purple are the good guys. Red, orange, and blue are the bad guys. Just so you can kind of like see the tokens that are there. So you can kind of understand the color coding for you. And you are going to be able to roll initiative for me. Click your mini, roll initiative. I'll handle this on this side real quick. This will be Kappa. And then way over here, pasta, Kappa, pasta, Kappa, pasta, and where's my orange guy? Kappa, pasta. Cool. Rolling all my initiatives now. You are... And putting them in order. Oh, wow. Ophios, you get to go first. That's nice.
Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful, darling. All right. Here we are. So you guys are kind of able to see. These are squares of 5-foot squares, as they're supposed to be. And did they take a short rest? They absolutely did not take a short rest. They walked the entire time.
Correct.
So there was no short rest, which is why he used his Pearl of Power. And Rena did already use her action surge this time, but she did not use her healing ability, whatever the heck it's called that fighters get.
Did she use action surge?
She did. Yep, as part of hopping on the horse and running away, so she could disengage. Yep. So by the way, yeah, you are where your characters are. Ophios, you have the drop. You get to go first, sir.
The distances on this are correct, though, right?
I'm sorry. The distances are 100% correct, sir.
All right. Ophios is just going to walk out to about here.
Tyler, by the way, my brother gave you this. He wanted you to say something stupid, but I'm going to tell you, you don't have to say something stupid unless you request to.
I mean, Ophios is literally just going to walk out here.
Do you want me to this is the quote. I'll send it to you, and you can choose to just deadpan stare at the screen if you would like. Here it is on Discord.
Are you sending it to through Discord?
Yeah, where are you on Discord? Your name is Apocalypto, and there you are. I may be missing like a quote or two, but here you go. I mean, apostrophe or two. So you walk up to there. Yep, exactly. So you walk up to there, 20 feet up, and then what do you do?
He's just gonna say, "Who's in charge here?"
So he just walks up and is like, "Who's in charge here?" And then that's it.
I mean, I figured talking is a free action. Mm-hmm. But he's gonna say who's in charge here, and then he's gonna move.
So when you step up, you say who's in charge here, and like it's one of those things where the guards are like, "We'll be with you in a minute," and you can see like they're actually actively like attacking, and the people like the one that you're coming close to, that guy's turtled behind a shield, and it's like ding, 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 blocking ding, ding, all the attacks that he can. It's one of those you can actually tell. He's got a pretty nice shield. What's up?
Can I be flanking him?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to walk up there.
You're like, kind of like against the building sort of a thing.
Bonus action, Hexblade's Curse against him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to attack.
Move, bonus attack. Gotcha.
Boop, 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 boop.
Don't forget, with flanking, you get the +2 is how we do it in this campaign.
So it's a 16 total.
Correct, because you have 8 of the barter. Correct. So, are you happy with your 16? I imagine so.
Yep.
Okay, you roll your damage, sir. And this is your This is your enhanced sword, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you do 13 points of damage to the guy. Give me 1 second to double check, because I'm a dummy. Yeah, you drop him. You drop that guard, Tyler. You drop the guard in 1 hit.
All right. So he essentially stabbed him in the back here, and he'll say, "Now who's in charge here?"
That's not going to. They just now their attention turns towards you. They're continuing to be aggressive towards you. It's still technically your turn. You've only moved. Where you were next to Rena. You've moved 30 feet.
That's all of my movement.
Oh, so you can't use your other attack.
Technically, I do. I can't hit somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't use Thirsting Blade.
Yeah, because you're not within melee of somebody else because you took the
But I dropped him, right? So I get health back in the range of what does Hexblade Curse do?
It's your what is it? Your Constitution modifier, I think it is.
It heals you.
Just bloop it in chat, dude.
Boop, boop, boop.
There you go. Heal your warlock level plus your con modifier. So that
So
the
I
charisma
get
modifier.
9 health back.
9 health back. That's sweet. That gets you to full, right? Or just close, or almost it.
Yeah, 1 less than full.
Beautiful. After Ophios' turn is going to be actually the people who are wearing similar armor that you believe are with Mathis. Actually, because you saw Mathis Cuddy before. You know that these are the men that are with Mathis. And so they're actually starting to battle back. Give me 1 moment just to make some rolls. And then roll. So just so you guys are aware, each one of these people, they're turtling behind shields. They have a long sword, or technically a bastard sword, in one hand, and then one handing a bastard sword, and they're turtling behind shields and just trying to hold them back as much as possible. As you see the guards are kind of like blocking and trying to fight back, and they do little scrapes and cuts and whatnot amongst the men that are there, but they don't realistically do that much. They actually don't have that much oomph to them while they're fighting. But the person that you do notice, Tyler, with your angle, you can actually see them. Rena's angle, she can't. This person down here, this is what your perception check means you failed to notice. This person that's down here, they actually were hanging back, and they were chanting a spell while kind of like hanging back and chanting and hanging back and chanting a spell. And finally, they stepped forward.
Can I run an Arcana check to see if I know what they're chanting?
Absolutely, you can.
I presume it's a normal Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure it wasn't. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
What was your total?
4.
Oh yeah, no, you unfortunately roll absolutely garbage. So yeah, they step forward, and so it's he actually comes round to over here, and is going to cast Burning Hands. So boom, boom. So it's going to be burning hands off in that direction, throwing fire at the people in front of him. Now, unfortunately, because of the way that burning hands angling works, it actually is going to hit all 4 of these squares right here do get hit, but this guy over here gets hit as well. This one right here does not. So he does. He's
hitting his own man?
Yep, he hits the guy that's immediately in front of him. Absolutely.
So he hits this guy.
Correct. Yep.
Do I recognize this guy?
It's a really good question. I don't know. And his damage is going to be there it is. 11 points of damage. So actually, you see that this guard here drops. This guard here drops. This guard here drops. This guard here drops. This guy right here takes a pretty hefty blow. You can see this, but he doesn't slow down, doesn't take stop the attack. He actually uses that opportunity to press the attack forward and continue attacking at the guard in front of him, heavily injuring him, but not quite killing him, taking advantage of the fact that that guy happens to be flanked. You know what I mean? Because the person on the other side is setting up a flank position between the two of them. Right. It is now, let's see, what color? Blue's turn. Blue is going to attack back at the guard that just took the fire. And the others are all going to attack the appropriate purple people around them. 1 second. So this guy here is able to turtle perfectly. This guy right here that you were just lending some degree of aid to, he takes a pretty devastating blow and literally drops to a knee. And he's kind of like holding his shield up, and you can see he's on the verge of being killed, but he's just barely holding him off, more kind of like staving, more like absorbing attacks, acting like a what's the word I'm looking for? In MMOs, you call them the person that pulls aggro. Tank. He's more tanking than anything else. You can kind of tell at the moment. This guy over here seems to have a pretty clean defense. He has a shield out as well, like I kept describing everybody else. But his lighter armor, his approach is to more like dance back and jump back and out of the attacks and whatnot, only using the shield as like ad hoc defense, not like muscling behind it. It's now Rena's turn. Zero with garbage initiatives.
That purple guy that you said was about to.
Purple is the people that look like Mathis Cuddy's men, right?
Correct.
Right.
This is the one that's about to drop. Yep.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Which guy I guess is like attacking him. Is it the one right
The
in front of me?
blue
Or
and the blue and the orange is in front of you. Yeah.
just together they both are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna move to the blue guy then.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, that's not the right tool.
30 feet up to get there.
30, yeah.
You make your attack roll. Ma'am.
Yeah. I have. I'm gonna use the like growing sword.
Mm-hmm.
In this case.
Okay. Oh, what was your total modifier? Sorry. 11. Are you happy with your 11?
It would be a 13.
She's flanking. Yep. It's a 13. Are you happy with your 13?
Yeah, 13 hit before, right?
No.
A 15 hit
No?
before.
Oh, 15 hit before?
Mm-hmm.
I still have one of these.
Technically a 16 hit before, but
I'm gonna precision attack then.
Sure. Blueprint and chat. And she rolls a 2. That's a 15 total. You happy with that, or do you want to luck it?
It's probably fine.
15 hits.
Okay, yeah.
How much damage is that? Hold on, I didn't see.
7.
7. Oh, okay. So he's still standing. You still have a second attack.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 17 points of damage. Sorry, 17 chance to hit. You definitely hit. Sorry, 19 chance to hit. You definitely hit. And
Another
the total of 7 damage, so 14 total. You actually drop the guy.
Sweet.
Okay. And you use all of your move, and you use both your attacks. You just have a bonus action left, but I don't think there's anything you can do with it, is there?
No, that's fine.
Okay. After that's going to be orange team, which means that this guy right here is actually going to get his attack off anyways, and he's going to do so. Give me one moment. I unfortunately rolled a natural 18. I definitely rolled very high. And lastly, he unfortunately does drop the guy right here that you guys are trying to lend assistance to. And he turns his attention to the two of you and goes, more of you? Then we'll just keep taking you all down. And kind of like steps up to engage with the two of you. But that's his turn. He doesn't get a second attack or anything like that. And now it's going to be after him, because that was it for orange, because the other guy set the rest of them on fire. Oop. Sorry. Yeah, that was orange. After that's going to be red's turn. Red is, they're all going to attack this guy right here immediately in front of them. So it's going to be just straight up 3 attacks on him. Was there a 4th red or no? Where's the 4th red guy? Oh, he's dead.
I killed him.
He's dead. Yeah. Sorry. Perfect. So 2 of those 3 attacks do hit the guy. Let me roll my damage and see how well they do. They do harm him pretty heavily, but he's still standing. It's back to Ophios' turn.
He's just gonna take a stance ready to attack and just say, "Where's the commander?"
To this guy?
Yeah, to this guy. Where's the commander?
He just kind of like stops and looks at you and he's like, "Why?"
Need to talk with him. You guys want to talk to me before, so I stabbed you. Isn't that what he would have done?
It's a very logical approach. Where's your boss?
His brain is not working right now.
Yep. So you say that to him, and he looks at you like you're the crazy person that you sound like at the moment, and he's like, handling the situation, you psycho, and he's gonna go to lunge at you. But obviously, it's not his turn, so you can still act.
I mean, Ophios is gonna strike him anyway. So
Okay.
if he didn't give him that answer, that's what Ophios.
He says handling the situation. So he might not necessarily know his exactly, like he doesn't have his coordinates. 13, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Miss.
Okay.
You have a second attack with Thirsting Blade. It's a hit, sir. 8 points of damage. Unfortunately, he was uninjured prior. Oh, no, actually, this guy had taken licks prior. I'll even say that drops the guy.
You don't have the answers I want, so that was essentially what he said when he slashed him.
Do you move at all with your move action? Anything with your bonus action?
He's gonna move to here, and probably just yell at the caster. He said, "What are you doing?" Or do I recognize him? Can I use my bonus to roll perception? See
Yes,
if
you
I
can.
recognize him. That's more or less what I wanted to do. Well, that's a shit perception.
Okay. So with your perception check, you actually looking over there, you can notice this person. It actually is in fact Mathis Cuddy, which is funny because you didn't know of Mathis as being a caster before. You've never heard of him being a caster before. That comes off as a bit strange to you.
Yeah.
You actually don't. Never mind. You only met him once. Rena doesn't know him as being a caster. That doesn't throw it
Correct.
off strange to you at all. My
Okay.
apologies.
So
Yep. That actually. So this down here is Mathis Cuddy. Let me change the view over
Okay.
for viewers. And now it's going to be purple turn. Purple turn. Purple turn. You said this guy right here, who's not a small man by any stretch of the imagination. He's actually kind of a beefy dude wearing like a half plate and whatnot. He actually stands. He actually kind of like fell back from the attack and taking the fire and everything. He's puts the shield down by his side, giving room for him to overhand chop with his bastard sword as hard as he can, and just kind of and smash the guy right inside the shoulder, kind of like ripping down and in, and then just giving like a hard pull, pulling the guy like off of his feet and dropping him on the ground in front of him. Like I said, he is not a small person, and that fire did hurt him, but it's not like it was the end for him.
does Ophios recognize him as well from when?
No.
Okay.
Yep. So he, as soon as he finishes that attack, he just double checking something real quickly. He starts walking in this direction. 5, 10, 15, 20. The only thing you see strange about him is that even though he has a shield in one hand and he has a bastard sword in the other hand, you notice that he has another bastard sword strapped to his back as well. You imagine like Witcher style, right? 2 bastard swords. But he has another bastard sword strapped to his back, but he's not actively like wielding it or anything like that. This guy over here is going to continue trying to fight, but he's pretty hurt. With that attack I did there, he unfortunately missed. And so Mathis is actually going to kind of 5, 10, 15, that's 5e. Runs up and says, "Perfect timing," and draws out a sword as he finishes making his way up. And will attack. With that attack roll that I rolled before with my group, he actually does hit. You think that what he means by perfect time is perfect time. I'm going to stab you in the face. No, you just get a read off of him. He goes up and he actually attacks this person here, injures him, but does not drop him. That brings us back to Blue's turn, who's still alive. Blue is actually going to, seeing what you guys just did over there, step up and attack you, sir. Keep him visible.
That's fine.
I'm probably not going to hit you because your chance to.
Come on, bring it.
AC
It's
is
fine.
I rolled a 12. And that's it for Blue, unfortunately. After that's Rena's turn. Rena, you got a guy right here, and the other 3 that you can see.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna attack that guy then, or I guess move there.
That's fine.
If I move to here, yeah, and
That's flanking.
yeah, I
plus
can do
2
that.
chance to
I'm gonna
hit.
do that so I can be flanking.
Okay, that's an 11. Do you want to precision that one too?
No.
No?
Well,
It's a plus. It's potentially a +8.
no. No. I
Okay.
don't want to waste it.
And so you
You have another attack.
have another attack. Yep. Roll it. 20.
Ah.
A 24 hits. Roll your damage. Roll good damage. But your damage sucks, Rena.
7.
You never get to make 3 attacks. You always roll so
Got
garbage.
3 7s.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. That's you don't drop the guy. He's still standing there. And after that is going to be, unless you do anything else with your move or bonus, it's going to be.
Nah.
Who's up next? Orange. You glad they're actually all dead? That brings us to red. They're gonna make their 3 attacks. Mm-hmm. So you see that they are actually going to attack that same guy that's kind of like dancing around in front of them. Oh, Jesus, I rolled well.
So they're attacking the same dude they've been fighting.
Yeah, the purple guy. Yep, they attack him, and honestly, all 3 of them hit him. They actually drop the guy. Poor guy falls between the 3 of their attacks. Yeah, he's down. It's now Ophios' turn.
How wide does the poison spray go?
Click it in chat, dude.
Oh, actually, I don't want to cast that. Never mind.
I was gonna say, won't you hit
Wait
them?
a second. Wait a second.
No,
Yeah.
Because you go.
Yeah, I was like, wait. Never mind. He's just gonna step right there and cast Armor of Agathis on his way over there. Boop, 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 boop.
His poor last spell. Armor of Agathis, you throw that onto yourself. It's a 3rd level spell, so you should change that number on your thing. It's 15/15 now, sir.
Oh, it's 15/15?
Yep, because it's a 3rd level spell now, so you should change that.
I cast it as,
So unfortunately, your temporary health points that was given to you by
it
Will,
just goes up to 15.
Correct.
I had 9, so now it's 15.
So all he was giving you was a +1, more or less. Will, you didn't say that dumb thing Will gave you, and you should ignore that.
And Ophios he's gonna throw down the Challenger Glove. Is that a bonus action or is that an action?
It's a bonus action, isn't it? Is that what I said beforehand?
I think so.
Oh, no. Casting that spell is normally a swift action or bonus action, so using the glove is actually an action. So
Oh, darn it. Never mind that.
Sorry. Because it's a free spell, so it doesn't require attunement.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So
That's fine. He just cast Armor of Agathis on his way over there and just stood there.
Appreciative.
In fact, even lowered his shield.
Ooh.
So he put like his shield on his back and just stood there like with his arms out.
Appreciative of both your courage, and it's kind of funny actually, as you get up there, you almost feel like even more courageous, because it's almost like you feel like a surge of like, I don't know, courage or what's what I'm looking for, morale as you got close to there anyways. But when
honestly, Ophios felt the reason Ophios is doing that is because he doesn't give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he feels right now.
So, but when you walked up there, you actually happened to see that the person that was kind of before you with the one sword in the back, one sword in his hand, and the shield out, he actually comes up behind you and he actually gives you like a little bit of a thanks as he stabs his sword into the ground and grabs with one hand the guy that's kind of between your legs, like beneath you. And you see that as he's dragging that guy out from underneath you, so he's like pulled out of harm's way to behind you. As he's doing that, you actually notice that his hand has a bit of a glow to it as well. And the person that he's dragging back all of a sudden starts to like come to like, I'm good, and starts to stand up. And the person pulls the sword back out of the dirt and continues to stand there with his shield and everything out. All he did was drag the guy out, pull that, did all that stuff, and then took a free 5-foot step up over here, or like just to take a step up over here. And that was his turn.
Gotcha.
This guy is no longer dropped. He's actually still standing, very injured, but still standing. And the caster in front of you is going to, again, it's kind of weird because so you saw him cast a spell, but now you see him with a sword in hand. He's going to attack the guy with the sword.
You're talking about Mathis.
Correct.
I'm next to Mathis Cuddy.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, one of the things you notice about Mathis is he does have that sword in one hand. He does use the sword in his hand is, just like everybody else, it is in fact a bastard sword like all theirs are. And he does actually attack with that bastard sword, but he's really quick. And so you actually didn't notice it until like almost like last second. Some point in time in the middle of that attack, he actually drew out a dagger from his with his other hand from like behind and followed up the attack with a second one from behind. Between the two attacks against the guy in front of him, drops him. And then it brings us to Blue guy's turns. They're all DE. Oh, no. Did Rena kill that guy? No. He's actually going to turn around and attack Rena and then try to flee.
Oh, he should have taken an attack of opportunity against me.
First he's attacking Rena. No, the blue guy. So you're out of reach for him. He's going to
Well,
attack
I was
Rena.
right here.
He hasn't run yet. You're not there anymore.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when I walked away.
Oh, he should have got an attack of opportunity against you. I
With
forgot
my
about
armor
it. Don't worry
records.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you can't. Oh, you say as you're walking. Ah, well, whatever.
Then yeah.
Yeah. So he attacks Rena. I rolled a 7 total. 2 baggers. Our next roll is natty 20. Misses and starts trying to back away. Rena get an attack of opportunity against him.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Wow.
Roll.
Wow.
I wish this was on your turn and not an immediate action.
I know.
Oh my god. Well, that's 14 damage. If this is on your turn, a critical hit triggers a free extra attack, but it's not your turn, so you don't get that. So you kill the guy, and that is, I think, all of Blue's turn. So I eliminate Blue from the initiative order, and it's now actually Rena's turn. So Rena, you kill this guy. He attacks you. You block it with your sword, and then follow up, kill him, and
I
now
did not
you
mean
can.
to click that.
And now you can have your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move here
Yep.
and attack the guy in front of me here.
Sure. Are you happy with your 13 chance to hit? You have precision still.
I do. I think I will use it.
Okay. They recharge at a short rest anyways. You have, I think, 2 left.
Yeah,
3
it's
left.
fine. I think 2.
Okay. Roll it. That's definitely a hit. Roll your damage.
Sweet.
Oh! And you drop the guy. Fun thing about dropping the guy, Rena, you actually have a bonus action free extra attack on your turn.
Ooh.
So you
All right,
get a
I'll-
bonus action attack the other guy.
Sick.
Technically, you get your free attack first, and then you can buy him. You hit him. The damage does not align with what we're seeing on the screen, so I imagine
Yeah.
you rolled a 1 and it re-rolled
and it
into
re-rolled.
a 10.
I
And
think
we
so.
didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it, okay, I'm sure it'll appear eventually. And so yeah, you actually kill this guy as well. You still don't get your third attack, but it's cool because you get to kill one guy, turn around, kill a second guy, and follow through, kill the third guy, killing all 3 of them at once. So it's one of those things where when you do that, it's like you actually catch everybody. Like this guy right here that you had just dropped 2 seconds ago is kind of like looking like, oh shit, as he's literally watching you whirl past him with a bastard sword in your hands, just like cleaving through everybody
taking
around you.
people out, yeah.
Even Mathis Cuddy was kind of getting ready to attack the next person, just kind of like takes a step back. He's like, damn. But this other one, who's not one to like stand and waste time admiring, he actually immediately turns and with all seriousness starts walking back over in this direction and drops down to the person that's on the ground and places again the sword into the ground. This time with a bit more focus, takes the shield off and places that on the ground as well, and leans in and places his 2 hands over the person and starts like really concentrating. You can hear him like murmuring, almost like he's praying or something like that. You're welcome to make a perception check if either of you care to listen.
Yeah.
Ophios doesn't care.
Douche.
Oh, never mind. Can't hear shit.
In fact-
I didn't see your total. Oh, beautiful. Was that you, Tyler?
No, that was Yandis.
Oh, Yandis. Yeah, Yandis. You.
I got 10.
Yandis hears from beyond the grave, I guess. Nothing.
Yandis rolled a 7. And in fact, if this guy is dropped in front of me, Ophios is just gonna walk over his body and sit down.
But not like sit on his body. You just like.
No, like walk past it and just sit down.
I was like, you're not doing something weird, are you?
No. No.
Yeah. So you. My apologies. So you step past him and you just kind of like sit down and it got like, hi, gentlemen. And Rena, you don't hear what the guy's saying, but you can see he does put his hands over the person and he does start praying over them a little bit. And I'm just double checking something super fast. Boom, boom, boom. Do I have everything here? Nope. There. Save. That doesn't seem to change anything. Oh, that's why. It's because it's a different level. Cool. So yeah, he stands over the person and he prays and prays over them. And you actually see the glowing hands. The person eventually kind of like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna make it that time. And the person extends a hand down to like help him back to his feet and says, "Not on my watch," and pulls him back up. Mathis looks over his shoulder and sees that the other person's being helped up, and kind of like with his face like relieved that the person stands. He then turns to regard the two of you and says, "I said it before and I say it again. Perfect timing. Thank you."
Ophios doesn't even respond.
Rena will respond and just say, "I take it you're Mathis Cuddy then?"
Rena, we've met multiple times.
Oh, forgive me. I've had a lot going on.
He actually kind of like leans back on his heel and like crosses his arms in front of him and says, "You're telling me you don't remember all of that fire?"
The fuel of my desire.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me...
Oh my god.
He was not referring to a flame in his heart, by the way.
I know. No, she'll just say, I remember, yes. Again, I'm sorry. There's a lot going on.
No, it's fine. I just thought I might have to burn this place a little bit brighter just to leave a small impression.
Ophios is simply going to interrupt and say, "Where's the commander?"
The commander? Oh, we haven't gotten our way to him yet.
Where?
He says, at the, well, for him specifically, he's probably at his barracks. I mean, it's pretty well guarded, and he might be at the State House as well. I think they have a passage that they use to get in and out of the barracks that is like a tunnel underground, because we've seen him throughout the town, but we've also seen him inside the barracks without him necessarily ever being noticed leaving the barracks. We have the barracks itself sieged, but only so much. It's complicated. We can give you some details.
Where are you guys set up? Where's home base?
About that, we haven't had an opportunity to really anchor down somewhere. Every time we've kind of got a bit of a foothold, we've lost it. Hence, we've lost people along the way. If it wasn't for reinforcements arriving recently, he says, tossing like a smile halfway over towards the man in the big man in the armor that you had seen healing the others, I honestly don't know if we would have lasted as long as we have. And the other one kind of comes over and just kind of stands there. Just gives a bit of a nod acknowledging what he says, but doesn't respond.
So you cast, huh?
To Mathis, you say?
Yep.
Not exactly. He holds out gloves that he's wearing. They look like they're made out of like leather gloves, but they're very charred all along the fingertips, and the charring kind of like, it's very burnt in the front, and it kind of like lightens up as it goes back towards the wrist. A trinket, I suppose.
Seems like you don't know use of it if you're hitting your own guy with it.
We just learns tactics, and the big guy says, "I don't mind."
Anyway, we need to rest. Where to?
He nods and looks, and once again the big guy steps up and says, "You hurt?"
No. It's been a long journey.
He looks over at Mathis and says, "These are the ones that you're waiting for? Tired from a travel? Is it Momly just down the road?" And Mathis actually kind of much more keen on the situation, kind of like takes the moment, you can see him take like a forceful step forward, like before you two say anything, and goes, "Where's Yondas?"
Ophios will just walk away.
And that's when he gives like a look over to the big guy and just like settle down for a second. And again, he's not lacking intelligence either, and so he kind of realizes that there might be something going on here, like you said, and like he just kind of picked up on. So he just kind of nods, and then Rena's still standing there, and he turns to you and says, "Rest."
It would be in our best interest, yes.
The inn here, it's stone in its construction. We can probably hold down there for a while. We're not currently anchored there, but we can grab it now and just hold it there and hope they don't siege too soon or too hard.
How many men do you have here?
He shakes his head and says, well, you saw how many we came in with. Unfortunately, not all of them survived. We're down to a dozen. But Irwin's done a good job to keep each one of them breathing. Listen, this is what we'll do. We'll have you stationed up inside the place. We'll have a couple of guards standing on the roof, give you a little bit of support, or in the windows, giving you a little bit of support. I'll hang by in a building, a few buildings down. If they end up sieging the place, then I can lay down enough pressure to give you an opportunity to fight your way back out. At least you can get a few hours, if not a night's sleep.
We appreciate it.
Of course, you're here to help us. Let's reciprocate back and forth. Let's not waste our times with hiring down. And come on, he says, and starts walking forward. And he looks at you, and as he's like walking forward with you, he'll actually, after like a couple steps, like a couple dozen steps, looks at you and says, "You look different. Change your hair?"
Not exactly. I did get new armor though.
Yeah, it's really nice actually. He says, looking at it, giving you a take. Clearly, he was changing your hair. Was him being playful, and he gives like a finger rap or like rap.
A wrap
on the
to
armor.
the armor.
The armor. It's just like ting, and it says, "Who made it?"
I did.
Whoo! Really?
She'll nod.
They worked you good at that camp, didn't they?
I learned a lot, certainly.
The big guy actually will chime in, obviously hearing the conversation, says, "You're a smith?
I am.
You think you could do me a favor and see if you can knock out a few of these dents?" And he actual, with the shield that he has with him, he gives like a knock knock. He has one sword sheathed by his side, and the shield is still on his arm. The other one's still strapped to his back.
I'm assuming that looks like something I could easily do.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can see that
But I'll need somewhere to do it at, right?
Honestly, you have your all tools set or whatever it is, that magic item that gives you like all sorts of tools, right?
Yeah.
So that actually gives you the equipment that you'll need to be able to pull it off.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
you'll be
I
able to do
wasn't
it
sure
at
how
the end.
complicated it would be. Is he handing it to me or he's just showing me?
He just showed it to you. Yeah, he just.
Oh, he just showed me.
Yep.
She'll say, I could easily take care of that. How did you bring those men back?
By the graces of Lady Aravel.
Lady Aravel.
Of course.
She granted you with this gift?
She grants many people the gifts, the most devout, especially those that don't worship her in sacrilegious ways.
She'll just nod. Can you bring anyone back?
It's a little more complicated than that. I can heal wounds. I can't restore life. I don't know who can have that kind of power. It would be immense, to say the least.
She'll nod again.
He says, "I didn't catch your name."
It's Rena.
And actually, playfully, before he goes to almost extend his hand to shake yours, but before he does so, actually, Mathis playfully chimes in and goes, "Her name is not Rena. It is," and he starts rattling off like a whole slew of things. Because remember, he was the one that originally started the rumor of your name. He was actually the originator of the rumor.
Yeah, he's the one who said it first.
So he actually rattles them all off. And so after he does his initial ones, he then goes, "And I'm pretty sure I've recently heard," and he says a few more as well. And then when he's gotten to probably covered all of them, he then starts making them up and goes, "And the greatest milker of cows this side of the sea. Not to mention she can chase away the clouds of rain and brighten anyone's day." And like he just like gets like, he's not being flirty, he's just being fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just going off, yeah.
Ophios will simply turn and just say, "Yeah." And turn back and keep walking.
Of course, that sours the
Being
moment.
the party pooper, yeah.
That sours the moment, and it makes an awkward silence. The awkward silence drags on for a few moments, and then finally the big guy will extend his hand out to take yours and says, Erwin Emmerich.
She'll shake his hand.
He gives you a pretty firm grip back. You know what I mean? It's definitely like, there's no question in your mind this guy's a practiced warrior. His armors, everything tells you everything about it. He's clearly a practiced warrior in front of you. And the talk from there, because he pooped the party, is pretty quiet as the four of you, plus the two kind of like acting as guards, injured but kind of like hanging back, shields still out, swords definitely put away because like are kind of sticking close by, making their way back to the inn. Getting into the inn is one of those things where there's like a hold up moment, and all of a sudden you burst in the door, and as you guys burst in, this unfortunately the innkeeper is there, and there are patrons there. And Mathis explains to you, he's like, it's very unfortunate we have to do this to these poor people, but them staying here is only going to put them in harm's way. We need the spot so we can liberate the city, and we don't want them to be harmed as we're being assaulted for our being in the location. We're going to have to kick them from their rooms.
Ophios will just yell, get out.
Yeah, Ophios goes about it, and it's one of those things where you see Mathis and Erwin is not involved in the situation. He actually has like a bit of a dour look as he's watching the guards apologetically, but still very forcefully getting everybody out of there. He's just kind of like looking after it with like, again, he's disapproving look, but doesn't actively say anything. Instead, he, after like watching this for a few moments and being dissatisfied, he then goes over to kind of like a clear area, rests his shields down on like a counter, and reaches into a side pouch and pulls out like a little journal and like a pen, like a quill, and starts like writing notes or whatever it is inside this little journal that he has there. And with that, we will take our next break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So everybody just like relax for a couple of minutes and pee, poo, do what we got to do. Dream of Messy one day having a line again in this stream, though we all know we're happy with him not talking. I don't have to mute him if he's already dead. See everybody in a few minutes. You are